If you're trying to scale your business to $1 million or more, there are 4 AI solutions that are going to make it wildly easier to do so with higher leverage, higher margins, and less stress. Multi-billion-dollar corporations as well as Fortune 500 companies have already started implementing AI into their business. As you can see, marketing and sales is the #1 industry that they're using it for, and it's growing year by year, month by month as AI gets better. You can see here that revenue is starting to increase even more as more companies start to adopt AI, and again, as AI starts to get better. And the same goes for the opposite, where costs now starts to decrease as more companies start to adopt it. So unless you want to get left behind on the horse and buggy while everyone else around you is driving F1 cars, then it's probably in your best interest to start implementing some of these AI solutions. Now, what are they? Well, first things first, the most important one is going to be an AI appointment setter. Sales is the biggest bottleneck inside of businesses. There are sales reps that just don't hit KPIs, or they just are not able to call leads as soon as they come in. Sometimes they completely forget about them, and then those leads are gone. So you just wasted time, money, and energy trying to acquire those leads, only for them to not even have a chance at converting. So what do? Well, we install an AI setter inside of our clients' businesses where as soon as a lead comes in, they get a phone call from our AI setter that sounds just like a human being. It's conversational. They can go back and forth with it and just have a real conversation. It's just like talking to a human being. So within the first 2 to 5 minutes of a lead coming in, the AI setter goes and calls them. What it does now is it qualifies them or disqualifies them from the actual sales process. If they're qualified, then they're going to start to assign it to the reps available. If they're completely disqualified, then it's just going to push them down into a nurture sequence for when they are ready to buy. Otherwise, if these people cancel, if they reschedule, if for whatever reason they just stop responding, the AI will handle all the follow-ups and all the reschedules. One of the biggest problems I see inside of businesses is most reps and most business owners themselves are spending all this time on phone calls, and they're completely missing the opportunity to actually grow the business. They're working inside of the business and not on it. And if you want to start growing on it, you want to start automating, eliminating, and delegating certain tasks that take your time and attention away from that. And then AI setter is one of the best things that you can do, especially if you're not on calls but you have a sales team. The best thing that your sales reps could do is actually talk to qualified prospects. And the best way to do that, again, is an AI setter. Why would you use a highly specialized and trained individual to go in and have probably half of the conversations that are completely unqualified and waste half of their time when they could just be focusing on talking with qualified people, which as a result bumps the close rate for your business. To make this better, because the leads are getting reached out to within the first 2 to 5 minutes, the odds of them booking an appointment skyrockets to like 70 to 80%. So booking rates increase. And because the AI handles all the follow-ups and all the reschedules and everything in between instead of the sales rep, that means show-up rates can actually get up to 70, 80% because nothing gets missed. No stone goes unturned. This isn't a dig at human beings. We human beings, we're just not perfect. We forget things. Things fly under the radar. We get sick. We take evenings off. We take holidays off. We have weekends off. An AI setter just operates 24/7 at the fraction of a cost of an individual. An average sales rep, especially with commissions, could cost you anywhere between $60,000 to $100,000 plus per year. If you just put in an AI setter, that's like a fraction of the cost, and this thing operates 24/7. You train it once and then you forget about it. Whereas with a human being, you have to have constant meetings. There's companies that have daily sales meetings with the reps every single day, and that just takes up more resources as well. But if you can outsource at least this chunk of the work, then you don't have to worry about it at all. So that's the first solution that's going to help you to get to that $1 million mark much faster. The second one is the AI content creators. So for most businesses, sales is the #1 bottleneck. Marketing is right below that. Most businesses struggle to get qualified leads because they're just not marketing themselves properly, whether it's on paid marketing, whether it's on organic marketing. It does not matter. The quality of your business comes down to the quality of the leads you get, and the lifeline of every single business is leads. So if you want to start getting a consistent flow of leads coming into your business, qualified leads every single day, every single week, every single month, then your best bet is to not hire really expensive marketers and copywriters. I would know, because my background is in copywriting and is in marketing. I would charge clients between $5,000 to $10,000 just to write their content. But on the flip side, if you can create an AI content creator then that handles all of it for you. You eliminate the need for a big marketing team, first of all. You eliminate the big payroll of a marketing team, second of all. And then third, you train this thing once and it just pumps content for you 24/7 whenever you need it, without dealing with emotions, without dealing with holidays, without dealing with any of this sort of human things that you have to deal with employees. So how would this actually look like? Well, this is basically the exact process. Is as soon as you have your AI marketer built out, which can create organic content or ads for your business, you just feed it a single prompt. And what it'll do is it'll ideate and write the entire thing for you. This process right here probably takes up 80% of the bandwidth. Most times business owners struggle to just sit down and actually get into flow and start have ideas coming to them. You are dealing with so many different things day to day. There's so many different fires that you're supposed to put out that by the time you sit down to write something, your mind just draws a blank because your mind is elsewhere. So how do we pull yourself out of that? How do we pull yourself out of working inside of the business and working on it so that you're steering the ship and not managing the day to day? This is how you do it. You feed a simple prompt to an AI marketer. Again, this is something we build out for clients. It'll ideate the content for you. It'll actually write it up for you. And then it'll give you a completed post or ad or email, whatever it can be. The best part about this is it can get moved on to you where you'll QC it. Editing something takes like 5 to 10 minutes. So you're taking something that takes basically 100% bandwidth, knocking off 80 to 90% of it. Now all you have to do is quality control it and post it. Or better yet, you can create an AI social media manager that then just distributes this content for you. So now you're getting rid of the ideation, the writing, and the posting process. All you have to do is quality control. And again, the only reason I say quality control is because, again, my background is in copywriting. I'm a very picky person when it comes to AI written content because for me, it's very obvious. And for me, it can always be better. But for you, for your business, as long as it's 80% of the way there, you can just post it. Doesn't matter. Most people don't even know that most content is written by AI. If you could just get it 80% of the way there, you can basically get rid of this section completely. And then you can either feed it to your AI social media manager or you could just post it yourself. So now you completely eliminate the need of creating content whatsoever, and it either posts automatically or all you do is just post the content. You distribute the content. Very easy. That just knocks out maybe 5 to 10, maybe 15 or even 20 hours of your week right there. And you're getting all that time back to work on the business, to actually focus on growing the business rather than working on it. The third solution that's going to help you scale to $1 million much easier is something I call automatic onboarding. Most business owners don't have an onboarding process, or at least an automatic onboarding process. They have it mapped out, but then as soon as payment comes in, they'll manually send the contract and they'll manually start sending the client all the onboarding information that they need. Then they'll manually take them and pass them off to somebody else. That just wastes a lot of time. That's way too many steps. And again, you do not want any person to be the bottleneck in the business. You want to optimize and systemize as many pieces as possible. That's why it's a fluid transition from sales to actually onboarding to delivery. So what would this look like? Well, this is a onboarding process, super easy one. Again, you don't even necessarily need to use AI for this, but you can. This was one of my old onboarding processes, and it really is this simple. As soon as the document gets completed, their profile now gets built up on a project management system. And then all their Google Drive documents get automatically copied and duplicated so that now we can use them for the delivery. And then that's pretty much it. You just automate the entire process. So instead of shooting yourself in the foot every single time you close a deal, which is exciting, but if there's so much work involved, then it becomes less exciting. And you now start to self-sabotage yourself because smart entrepreneurs do not scale in pain. And if it's painful to close a deal and to do all this work to onboard someone, then is it really worth it? Like subconsciously, it's probably not. And that might be the reason why you're stuck. But if not, and if you don't even have this yet, I urge you to just get started and actually create something as simple as this, just to offload some of the onboarding tasks. That way you can just collect payment and basically go on to the next sales call or go on to just actually fulfilling for your clients. Whether you're a home service-based business, whether you're an online service-based business, it really doesn't matter. As long as you automate, eliminate, and delegate as many tasks as possible and systemize these processes inside of your business, it becomes a well-oiled machine that now just takes in clients automatically, collects payment, and then just starts to fulfill on them, no problem. Now, the last piece of this is the AI inbox manager. Most business owners lose complete control of their email because things start to just grow way too fast that they now get inundated full of updates, full of opportunities, full of just communication threads. And if one of those things gets lost, you might lose a client, you might lose an opportunity to grow the business or to free yourself from the business, or you just miss out on a communication thread that starts to create problems inside the business. You're not a firefighter, you're a business owner, intended to own the business and steer it in the right direction, not operate within it. So how would an AI inbox manager actually look like? Well, this is the system for it. As soon as an email comes in, an AI inbox manager receives it and starts to do three things. It starts to categorize it, whether it's urgent, important, maybe it's just spam, or maybe it's just a communication thread. Whatever way you want to categorize your emails, it can do it for you. Then it sorts it, and then it actually summarizes the email and then texts you an update so that you can now keep in touch on the most important, the most urgent emails possible instead of letting your inbox run wild and not knowing what happens with it. The best part about this is you can actually expand this and add an extra step where it drafts responses. Instead of you having to now read all the emails, filter through them yourself, write up the response, the AI can do it all for you. It'll categorize them, it'll sort them for you, it'll summarize it for you, it'll give you the update, And if you really wanted to, it can draft a response. So all you have to do is go into your email provider and then just basically send the email. When you think about time savings here, it cuts down maybe up to like 5 hours a week or even 2 to 3 hours a week of just managing your inbox. And when you're a high level entrepreneur, when you're a high level executive, your time is worth $500, $1,000, $2,000 an hour, if not more. So is it really worth you managing your inbox? Absolutely not. And yes, you can hire a VA. It's absolutely up to you. The whole purpose of this is how can you scale to $1 million or more while having more leverage, higher margins, less stress, and actually less people to deal with. Because as much as team is incredible, and yes, it's a layer of leverage, the highest layer of leverage is code. And if you can have code do most of the work for you, then that creates unlimited leverage. So these are the 4 ways of being able to scale to $1 million or more in a more simple manner with greater leverage. And the best way to do this in your sales, marketing, or operations is AI. So if you want us to implement all of these or at least one of these systems inside of your business so that you can start scaling in a more streamlined manner with more leverage, then just book a call below. Otherwise, watch this video linked above where we show you how to revive dead leads into paying customers within weeks so you can add another layer of leverage inside of your business.